All right, the guys, how you all doing? I hope you're all doing well. We took a bit of a what's the word hiatus last week or whatever. Is that the right thing to say? Um,
I think both of us needed a break from each other. I think that's
yeah, especially after the like Legends game and everything. No, I'm joking. But yeah, we're back again, guys, this week. I'm going to be back again, obviously going forward. Um, we're going to be touching on. Obviously, we've got business to do. We've got the leagues back. We've got to win the league. You know, we're going to have a look at the remaining fixtures for Liverpool and Arsenal. See where potentially Liverpool could win. What it would take for Arsenal to give Liverpool a guard of honour. Checking the league table and everything like that. We're going to talk about the Legends game as well, because we didn't get a chance, obviously, to do it last week. So we'll do that to start with. And then I want to get Shauno's opinions on my last two videos on the channel regarding Gyökeres, Cunha, Kirkes, and Endo. And then lastly, guys, we are going to be doing a first on the channel. We're going to be doing the monthly members giveaway live at the end of the show. So if you want to have a chance of have a chance at winning, where's it gone? Down here. Winning this, if I can get it to show you without it glaring, Jordan Henderson with all the trophies he won. Similar style to the Gakpo one we did last time. Yeah, all you got to do, guys, is just join any of the memberships whatsoever during the stream, and you'll be within a chance of winning come the end of the show. Other than that, anything you want to say, Sean, before we get kicking off?
Well, I've got my SD Designs 2020 on Redbubble. I've already got the number 20 league title winners stuff already out. I hope I don't jinx us, but I've already got that out. So, and I've already bought myself a banner for the end of May. So that's coming in the post. So yeah, if you want to get
you've got all your stuff ready, haven't you, for the parade and everything, haven't you?
Oh yeah. Oh yes. You better get a very, very early train.
I know. And in fact, I need to book the day off at work. It'll be a Monday, won't it? Or probably.
It'll definitely be a Monday, or if at all possible, even try and book the Sunday off and try.
I don't work weekends, so that'd be fine. It's just Monday I'd have to do. But yeah, I'm gonna have to sort that out. Anyway, mate, should we start with the Legends game then? So
yeah,
as a tradition that we always do, Sean or me, when we've been the 2 times we've done it, so it's a bit of a tradition now. We always try and find Shauno's chat. You're always in Ron chat, lad. We always try and find Shauno's little paving stone outside Anfield. The first time we tried it, it took us what?
We didn't find it. We didn't find it. It took us about we were about, I'd say, 20 minutes to half an hour looking for the goddamn thing. And then I was thinking, has it moved? Have they got rid of it? Do they know who I am and decided to get rid of it or whatever? And so we couldn't find it. Could not find it. And then I did a bit of research, because when you get the Anfield Forever Stone, they kind of send you, so you can either get a picture of it, in a frame, which I have, but also you can you'll also get where the location of it is. So I was looking for that email and I found it last year, and I says, right, so I know that it's near the Sir Kenny Dalglish bench, and I know there's a tree beside it or close to it. So it's just like a few, I don't know, a few yards from that, and that's what I went on. But I thought like for the first maybe 2 seconds, I thought, Christ, we're going to have trouble here. But yes, we found it.
It does exist. Pretty much straight away.
It does exist.
Yeah, and then we have always got to go as well to the I don't know what the shop. What's the Chinese takeaway that we go to for the chips?
Oh, Jesus Christ! Now, I have to look this up because it's such a great place.
It's just down the road from the Flatiron, isn't it?
Yeah, but I want to actually find out the name of it, because they do. It's, oh God, what is it?
While you're doing that, I'm just gonna say evening to Stav. Hope you're doing well, pal. We've got Scott. We've got on in the background as he's doing some work. Thanks for sending over that thing, mate, as well, when you get a chance to do it, man. I appreciate that. Even in Miscusi, hope you're doing well, pal. Hope everything's going well for you, mate. And then Martin's got us on in the van as he's working. Well, Martin, hope you're well as well, pal. Yeah, just while Sean's still looking for his thing, I'm just going to say again, we're going to be doing the live giveaway at the end of the show, guys. For the, I keep forgetting where I put it. It's here. The Jordan Henderson thing. Give this away at the end of the show to whoever is a member, obviously. So if you want to get a chance, join any of the memberships, guys, and we'll do that. Go on. Where is it then? What's it called, Sean?
I think it's called the Lucky Star. It's right beside Hat and Scarf and the Flatiron.
Yeah,
and it's the two same people that served me, and I'm like curry chips, and I always give them the story. I've travelled from Ireland to get this curry chips, and it is true. I think it's called the Lucky Star.
To be fair, them salt and pepper chips I got were quite banging. To be fair, I quite enjoyed them, and so did Oliver as well. Yeah. So that was good.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then it's the game itself. I mean, I thought it was pretty good. Oh, Miscusi got a message for you, Shauna. Can you send the link for the Sandon later?
I think the Sandon, yeah, the Lucky Star. That's the name of the place. I think those tickets have run out. I think they've sold out, as far as I know. I'll have to check that.
Yeah.
As far as I know, I think they are.
When we went to Anfield, obviously, Shauna was sat in the Cop this year. I was there last year with him, but me and Oliver were sat over in the Annie Road stadium stand, and I'm not gonna lie, you know them safe seating things with barriers and everything like that. Yeah. I felt like I was proper crammed in, you know. I proper felt like I had my legs so close together, and there was this lass in front of us, and every time she stood up to like see the game, she kept banging her head off at Paul, like every time. Like, I would rather we just stood up. Do you know what I mean? Take the seats away and just stand. Like, it was so awkward. Was that?
Yeah, I'm just after getting a message there from a friend. There, all tickets. And how are you, Mick? How are you? All tickets are gone for the Sandon.
No, so. Really. So yeah, I wasn't comfortable, I'll say that, but it was a good day out, like, you know, watching Crouch score the goals and everything like that.
There was this kid beside me, and he had this like cardboard, and we're like about 26 rows from the front, so there's not a chance of any player seeing him, whatever. But this kid had this cardboard sign, Gerrard, can I have your jersey? And I was nearly getting paper cuts each and every time he starts sticking it up. Like, I was like this all the time. But no, it was like the atmosphere wasn't great, but you'd kind of expect that really from those legend games. Obviously, last year I think was way better.
Yeah. When Sven was there, yeah.
I think that was way better, just on the basis of that there was a lot more talk about it, and obviously there was a campaign led by Doug, the Dugout channel, to get Sven as manager, but there wasn't really any talk about who the manager was. When we both saw the sides, we thought, Christ, Chelsea might actually beat us because they're actually a younger squad. But I mean,
they were pants. I'm not going to lie, they were absolute garbage.
They were, I mean, it just goes to show you, it's like, you know, before Abramovich came in. Do you know what I mean? So it just goes to show you. But yeah, they weren't great at all. They really weren't. And do you know one player that really impressed me? Actually, two: Sammy Hypia and Martin Kelly.
Martin Kelly was good, wasn't he?
Kelly.
He was really good.
Where were you, like, when you were actually playing? I mean, honest to God, some of those crosses in were amazing. Amazing.
I wonder how old he is, though, to be fair, as well, because
oh man,
there was someone that was sat next to me going, "Who's that?" Every time he got the ball, he's only 34.
Yeah,
he must have
he was incredible. He really was. Gerrard, I didn't think had a great game, but it was great because obviously I got to see the goals. It was at the Kop end, so I got to see them. I don't know whether you got to see much of it, but it was like when Crouch came on. Crouch had a great old game, so he really did, and he was very unlucky not to get 3 goal or to get a hat trick.
Yeah. He was good, to be fair. Stav says it feels like you're on a roller coaster. It does, with them barriers around it. Does it? Proper feels like a roller coaster. Scott, you were in the. I think you
was in the main stand.
Were you in the main stand, Scott? What was it like sitting in there? Like, honestly, I actually think I don't think if I was to go again, I'd sit in either the Kop or Annie Road. If the main stand's not as bad, I'll probably go sit there next time. Like, honestly.
But the Kop, I don't know what it's like in the Annie Road. I was on the hospitality seats for the Atalanta game. I didn't really think much of it, to be honest with you. It was a slightly more padded, and that was it. The Kop was grand, I thought, with the safety rail, because obviously with my back, it was kind of like one of these walking frames that was kind of helping me up a bit. But other than that, it's a bit awkward when you're kind of squashed in. You're not. But I guess that's what stadiums are like nowadays.
Yeah.
The main stand, much of a muchness, really.
Scott's 6'4", so he's got a couple of inches on me. Got a decent man. All right, fine. I'm sitting there next time then. Honestly.
Yeah.
6 foot, like 1, maybe 2. I don't know, whatever I am, but like I felt like I was just crammed in. Russell, seeing Semenion linked makes me tear up, lads. I think the last time I saw that was that, didn't they say that they'd cooled it down or something? They cooled the interest in him. I'm not too sure. I'll have to have a look at that.
Tear up in a good way or a bad way?
I have to see what he says. But other than that, yeah, good day out. Enjoyed watching Crouch and everything like that. Score the goal, see the robot.
Yeah.
It was good. I enjoyed it. So then, for the main crux of the show, guys, we're going to be talking about the fixtures and everything now. So, what I wanted to just go through was Liverpool's remaining fixtures. Obviously, it starts again on Wednesday, and then we're going to compare it with Arsenal's remaining fixtures also. And they play tomorrow night at home against Fulham. So Liverpool have got, 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 games left. Is that right? Yeah, 7 games. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 games left.
9 games, yeah.
Yeah. So we've got Everton Wednesday night, and then we've got Fulham. So literally, we're playing like the same teams because they play Fulham then Everton. We play Everton then Fulham. So we're literally playing like the same teams the next 2 games between us. They then have obviously the quarterfinals of the Champions League crammed in. So they play Tuesday against Real Madrid at home, and then they play Brentford at home the Saturday, and then they play Real Madrid away the day. So that Brentford game could be a game for me where I think they drop points. I reckon they beat Fulham tomorrow, and I reckon they beat Everton, but I reckon they could drop points against Brentford there. They've then got Ipswich, Palace, Bournemouth, and then they have to come to Anfield and play us.
Palace would be a difficult game for them.
Yeah, probably. I mean, when's that? Is that no? They've got Ipswich after the Real Madrid game, so I'll have to see what happens. But
Palace would be a difficult game for them.
Potentially, I'm not too sure. I mean, let's have a look at the league table. I can get the league table up here. So Palace are 12th. They've won 3 games in a row, to be fair, Palace.
SKB.
Arsenal have done, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last 6 games, they've won 3, lost 1, drawn 2. Liverpool have won 4, drawn 2. We are currently, 12 points ahead of Arsenal right now. So, you know what? It could potentially be on this, that we get to the point where they give us a guard of honour when they come to Anfield.
Oh, I'm going to tune in. I'm going to tune in live to Arsenal Fan TV just for that. Oh, just savor that. Woo! Save that shit.
Marching down Anfield Road, Callum has put Derby week. Let's beat the Blues and make them feel blue. Exactly, mate.
Yeah, the payback's a bitch. We got to get them good.
Yeah. Russell, in March time, we never speak about this, but why does the team's form always drop off a cliff in clutch games? Liverpool have won 30% of them since 2016. Probably because they're knackered, mate. You mean you got to look back as well when that era as well under Jurgen Klopp, smallish squad. Like we always seem to be struggling for like one position where we're not fully got the right amount of talent, should we say? They're just probably knackered, and I do think that this international break potentially has come at the right time for Liverpool. You know, like off the back of what happened against Newcastle and PSG and whatnot. So yeah, I think we'll have to see what happens there. Ian King, pitch of seating in the main stand is also tight. Used to love the paddock in the old main stand. Was in there for second, 4-3 with the barcodes. Oh, nice. Scott, Fulham are a decent team, to be honest. I know they lost at the weekend, but they'll give us an Arsenal a game this week. Well, they had a player, didn't they, as well? That left back, Anthony Robinson, he was linked to us for like a long time. But I think because of his age, there's no chance of him doing that. Marching down Anfield Road. Enough of this blue fake Liverpool team in our city. Let's make Liverpool red. Hopefully, mate. 100%. I fucking love that. Yeah, 100%, mate. And Miss Scoozy, he's on the waiting list for Sander and Sean. I reckon I'll be sound. There you go, then, mate.
Fingers crossed, yeah,
Miss Scoozy. So yeah, I don't know. So probably, if with us being 12 points ahead, then if Arsenal were to drop points, say against Fulham tomorrow, and then we was to go and win on Wednesday, we'd be then 15 points clear, which is like obviously a 5-game. Is it 5 game? Yeah, 5 games in it. Then we'd have to lose 5 games for them, and them to win 5 games for them to catch up to us, right? So
table here as we speak.
You what? Sorry,
I'm just looking at the table as we speak.
Yeah.
So we're.
I don't know, man. I've literally got May the 10th circled when Arsenal come to Liverpool as like a game where I just think, let's just get it sewn up there. I mean, we'll find out more as well about the starting 11 on Wednesday, probably tomorrow when Arne Slot has his press conference. But obviously we've got Trent out injured anyway. I think Bradley's out injured as well. I think Bradley's. There was something going around yesterday that Bradley was back in training, but then he was nowhere to be seen in the videos today for training. So I don't know what crack is for that. Allison, Ryan Gravenberch, they're both back, so they should be fine after their like little niggles that they had international break. So I reckon we've put pretty much full strength. The only problem you're gonna have is like right back, but I was tossing up the idea of potentially putting Curtis Jones at right back because
really.
Yeah, because
I was thinking,
I just don't trust him. I'm not gonna lie.
No, I don't either. But I mean, you're
not as a right back. As a right back, no. I mean, Curtis Jones for me would have the energy. The right back when it's Trent anyway, it always cuts inside and comes into midfield anyway. So he's going to be in the center of the park when we've got the ball. Do you know what I mean? So he's going to be still playing in a similar type of position. The only thing he'll have to do is just drop back into right back and defend when we don't have the ball. So I don't know. I could see that happening because then you can get him and McAllister, Gravenberch on the pitch at the same time with Szoboszlai. But there's a part of me as well, I'm contemplating chucking Chiesa in me as well because I think he had against Newcastle. Him and Elliott were the probably 2 best players on the pitch, and they only played like 5 minutes between them. So
I don't know about Chiesa. Like, I don't know about Chiesa. Look, I mean, I'm all for let's get behind the team and each and every player for as long as they're with us, and that includes Núñez too, and Diaz if he's going at the end of this season. But I'm not convinced at all by Chiesa. Slot doesn't want him. doesn't favour him. So I don't know. I don't know where he fits in. Whether he can get his shit together by the end of the season, whether he can get his shit together after this season, I just don't know. I have no idea.
I think he stays, me, Chiesa. I just think when you look at like what potentially Liverpool could do in the summer, you know, you're obviously losing Nunez. As of right now, you're losing Salah. Diaz is on his way out. I'd probably look at moving on Jota as well because of his injury record, like he's not available. I just don't think you can go into the summer with literally just Cody Gakpo. Do you know what I mean? You just can't do that.
No.
Yeah. So we'll have to see what happens with that. But yeah, my camera keeps moving. I have to turn that AI thing off. It keeps like going woo wherever I move.
That happened to me a couple of times, and I was kind of going up and down, like if I was going down an escalator. Really annoying.
But other than that, I don't know, man. Like
Callum's really in for this Everton game. I'll tell you that for nothing. He wants to go to Anfield and have a right straightener with the blue fans.
We'll have to see what
them is fighting words they are.
What Slot says in his press conference tomorrow, like about who's fitting everything like that, regarding everything. But I can see I'm looking at pictures of Gravenberch and Alisson both training. So there's no sign of, like I say, Conor Bradley though. And keep going down. It's like Joe Gomez. That's Joe Gomez. He's not fit. Fuck that. No way is he fit.
You'll probably. I'd say you'll see Quansah right back.
Yeah, you probably will. To be fair, but I don't know. You give some. You can see Quansah's just there. I'd probably just chuck someone else in. Give him a bash. I don't know. I just think that they'd probably do a lot better at the ball retention and the balls being played, the creativity than Quansah will do. Quansah's very good at defending, but then you're going to put a lot more pressure on Robbo or Shimikas, probably Robbo, to be the creative outlet coming in from fullback. Whereas if you put Curtis Jones there, yeah, it's not his like preferred position or anything like that, but he'd have it. So I just think I would. I really do. Have you got like a starting? Well, in fact, should we leave? We'll leave that for tomorrow. If you want to do a video, like, we'll do a live tomorrow about that. If you want, Sean, tomorrow night, we'll just have a quick match preview or something tomorrow about that. But is there any games in this Liverpool list where you think they could slip up? Then, so obviously we've got Everton. I'll just go through them one by one. If you think Liverpool could have a bit of a banana skin there, just let me know. So we've got Everton at home tomorrow, Wednesday. Sorry. Then we've got Fulham away Sunday. Then we've got a week off, and we play West Ham the following Sunday. So not a week off. We've got like 7 days between our next game. So then we play West Ham at home on the 13th. Then we've got another 7 days rest, and then we play Leicester away, and then another 7 days rest, and we play Spurs at Anfield, and then we play Chelsea away, and then we play Arsenal at home, Brighton away, and then we finish off with Palace at home. The Arsenal and the Brighton game are both TBA for when they're going to be, like kickoff times. I'm presuming that's got something to do with either the TV rights or maybe even if Arsenal get past Real Madrid in the Champions League. I'm presuming. I'm not too sure.
I'd say so.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a few banana skins there. I mean, obviously at the end, coming up to the last 9 or 10 games of a season, there's always going to be banana skins, regardless of where anyone is in on the table. There's obviously going to be people that are going to be fighting for, to stay within the top 10, stay in the league, fighting for Champions League or UEFA or whatever, or Europa League. So there's going to be an awful lot of that going on at the end of each season, as you well know. So, I mean, Everton can always be a banana skin. West Ham can be as well. Spurs are going to be very tricky. Chelsea are going to be very tricky. Arsenal, with the situation that they're in, I don't have any faith in them. So I don't think that they're going to be all that difficult. Brighton, I don't think we're going to have any difficulty with them. And Crystal Palace, I think I'm going to be too drunk celebrating us winning number 20 and rubbing it in the Manx face.
Is there anybody that you think you'd say, for instance, if we do wrap it up pretty sharpish?
Yeah.
Is there anybody you think we should give a game to so they get like a medal? I know some people have been saying about the whole thing about Chiesa, like shouldn't get a medal and blah 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 blah. But I reckon if we just wrap it up, let's just start playing people.
I don't know.
Stevie boy, the football club are confident of Virgil and Moss staying. How confident you guys they are staying? Yeah. I didn't really want to talk about the contracts, mate, but I will leave. Ask the question. So for me, I think I bet Sean has messaged Joanna asking you to ask me. Yeah, I reckon that they both stay. I just do. There's not been any concrete links with them going elsewhere. There's no one saying anything to say that they will. And when they have, when the links for PSG came out for Virgil, I think PSG came out straight away and were like, no, I'm not interested. We weren't talking about that. We were talking about the interaction between Virgil and the sporting director or whatever it was in Paris. Go on, Shauna.
To be honest with you, after speaking to you about this, and I know that this is a conversation we don't want to be bringing up because I think we've looked at it from all.
Let's have it. Let's have the conversation. Let's just do it.
Well, I'm just. This is what I'm getting at. I think we should all just focus on the games that ahead of us. Look forward to the end of the season and what will be. I have changed my mind several times this season, over who I think will go and who I think will stay. I'm a little bit more confident that Salah will stay. Not 100% sure about Virgil because we haven't heard anything. Only like the last comment that he's made wasn't very positive. So again, it's hard to know. It's hard to know. It could be all three of them, all four of them going.
Do you think there's I'll ask this to you and I'll ask this to the chat as well. Hold on, I got M87. Are you guys going to go to Anfield and titles clinched? If you talk about the parade, mate, yeah, Sean's already booked his accommodation. Booked it weeks ago.
Yeah, I booked it weeks ago, and I mean the same place that's now they're selling rooms for fucking 1,200-1,300 quid. I didn't pay that amount of money for it because I wouldn't have.
No way. And that's why I'm just coming over for a day and then going home. I ain't paying that, no way. But yeah, do you think there's a situation? I want to ask you this. I want to ask the chat this as well. Do you think there's a situation where we actually get to the end of the season? It's all done and dusted. We've had the parade, everything, and we've still not heard anything about their contracts. Do you reckon it gets to the point where their contracts have literally expired on June the 30th and we've still not heard anything?
It's quite possible. I mean, that happened with Milner. It happened with Bobby. So it did. I think it happened with Genie, didn't it?
Yeah, but I think Genie and I think especially Genie, he came out and said he was going.
Okay, so but with Milner and Bobby,
I think we said that they were going as well.
Did they?
That's why they had that big send off because they knew they were going. Final game of the season or whatever it was.
Yeah. Well, I think after Crystal Palace, I think they'll know one way or another. Do I see that happening? I fucking hope not. Jesus Christ, I hope not. I mean, if at all anything, I think the whole contract thing, to the pet hates I've had, is obviously clickbait media and journalists linking us to every player under the sun. And as a YouTube channel, we have to talk about it and say, well, yeah, we believe this is rubbish and we believe that is rubbish. And then the next thing is contracts. Although I'm very vocal about it, it's getting to the stage where it's getting a little ridiculous. How there's one is definitely gone, and the other two hasn't been sorted. I would have hoped that by the time the Legends game and coming out of the international, we would have heard something. And like we're hearing that there's advanced talks with Mohamed Salah and his agent and the club. There's nothing about Virgil now, so I would hope for my sanity and everybody else's that something positive comes out of Liverpool soon. I really do.
Yeah, Scott said here that he thinks we'll hear something before the end of the season.
I hope so.
M87 will have an idea on the final game of the season if it gets to that stage. I'm sure both Virgil and Salah will be in tears if it's not sorted.
All right, Anfield Roar.
Good that, mate.
Anfield
Roar, mate. Hope you're doing well, mate. Sorry, I missed that one, pal. Hope you're doing well. L3, not L5.
I think that was Scott asking, did we go to see the new Everton Stadium?
No,
the answer to that isn't. We didn't. We did just walk outside Goodison.
Mm-hmm.
It's like something that you see out of, was it Minecraft? It looks horrible. Look, it really does.
I've actually got an article here when I just quickly go over with you. It came out a couple of hours ago from James Pearce.
Oh, my friend.
Yeah, about who was in training, actually. So it's tying back into the game on Wednesday.
Okay.
It says that Ali and Ryan Gravenberch are both in full training.
Good.
Connor Bradley and Joe Gomez are also stepping up their recovery. Bradley is closer of the two to playing again, but the game against Everton will come too soon, so Bradley's out.
Okay.
And Gomez has started doing some light running. Trent's not expected back until at least the end of April. And Liverpool are 12 points clear, and they only need 16 points of a remaining 27 to be crowned champions. So what's that? 5 wins and a draw?
5 wins and a draw, yeah.
So they'll be sorted.
Just in regards to Anfield Roar, it looks like a big Tesco's. I don't understand how they're in so much debt, and yet they've gone and they've built this stadium. It's crazy, but even to build a stadium and to make it just 51,000, I think is a bit,
Well, we've I've actually emailed someone about the expansion of Anfield again, because you may have all seen I did a video last week at some point, and the video took off. I literally didn't think anything was going to come of it because nobody else was talking about it, and that's probably why the video just blew up. But we were talking about the expansion of Anfield again and the problems around it and blah, 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 blah. And Grey Beard Media left a comment, and Shauno has mentioned this guy to me before because he's done videos about it, and he mentioned about doing a bit of a collab stream and everything like that. So we're going to do that at some point, all being well. Talk about the expansion of Anfield, and I was actually quite surprised, and I told you, Shauno, of the amount of people that were from Liverpool that were in the comments on that were actually saying that they would rather they just moved Anfield somewhere else. I mean, I had a comment earlier on today, actually. Still people comment on it today, and it's nearly a week old. Let me just have a look. Where's it gone?
Because I actually did a poll on this as well.
I need to change the filter. Oh, there we go. So it's from, I won't read his name out because it might not be here with us right now, but he basically said, that from the off, I always suspected the Manx would try and pull a trick like a new Old Trafford, and sure enough, here we are. To compete, Liverpool now need a new stadium built of at least 100,000 capacity. I don't think they'll do that, but I get the point. To do this, they'll have to move. May I suggest the only suitable place is Otter's Pool in the south of the city. Huge amounts of open green space to build anything and everything we want on, and a dramatic riverside setting, and a Mersey rail station is nearby already. So I don't know.
So I done a poll on our Facebook. Please check it out, ladies and gentlemen. And there's 135 votes on it, and the majority have said happy to stay at Liverpool, happy to stay at Anfield, should I say? I wonder, can I check how many people? Yeah, so 71% have voted happy to stay at Anfield, while 28% said that they would we should build a new stadium. So I don't know. I mean, if there could be further expansion done, by all means, I'm happy to stay at Anfield. The one thing that I would have done differently, and I know we're kind of going off the topic a little bit, and this is probably a conversation that we should have with Greybeard.
I've just put a poll in the chat so people here now can vote as well, so we can get that as well.
But hold on a second there.
Callum says that he'd rather make Anfield smaller again. Felt like Anfield before main stand was made bigger, it was way better.
Not quite sure I understand that.
I think he means it's probably more intimate or something like that. Like, I kind of get what he's saying. I just think you got to think about like people coming in and like revenue and stuff like that. It's sick to say that. Like, I get annoyed at myself saying that, but it just is, isn't it? It's just the way. If you're going to want to compete nowadays, I don't think you can stay at the top with like what was it back then, 45,000 seater stadium, when all your competitors are getting 70, 80, 90, 100,000 if this Man United thing's legit. You just can't compete.
In fairness, like that's the worst AI created stadium I've ever come across in all my life, and the only realistic thing about that, all of those illustrations, is the United fans leaving the stadium after probably a really dreadful performance at their club. I can't see them, getting that stadium. It looks like a circus tent. That's what it looks like. It doesn't look like a trident or anything like it. It looks like a circus tent. And I have a family that are architects, and I'd say they would laugh at that. It's disgusting looking.
I don't think it'll look like that. But I do think they'll get one. I think what's his Anfield Roar said the sound was better back then.
Probably, yeah.
Gareth says we need to build a new ground eventually, or else we'll be left behind again, like we were in the 90s. That's my thing. That's my thing. We'll get left behind because Chelsea are building one, Arsenal already have one, United are building one.
But Chelsea aren't building one. Chelsea are extending Stamford Bridge.
Well, yeah, but it's the same thing, and then they're still going to be bigger. And then I think
the funny thing is that it's going to look like a gigantic arsehole. If you like, I'm not, I shit you not, and excuse the pun, it looks like a gigantic arsehole. It really does, and that makes me laugh. But
I think I mentioned this either on a stream before. It might have been in that expansion video actually. You know what I'd love Anfield to be, and I don't know why I think this, but just make it into like so you can close the roof, so the sound just stays in, and it just echoes. Do you know what I mean? I think that I'd make it really good with like acoustics and stuff like that. I'd just make it louder. Do you know what I mean? Even louder.
I think the problem that they have, and what they really should have done, because if we had owners that, and I know the owners aren't, like fully responsible for the design of the stadium the way it is, but what I would have focused on is making the Kop the focal point of the stadium. And if they had to do something like what they did White Hart Lane, which is build around the existing stadium and maybe push the pitch up further onto Anfield Road into Stanley Park, so then that they have room to build inwards, if you know what I mean, from the Kop, and make that bigger. I think the Kop should be like the yellow wall of Dortmund. It should be.
Agreed.
It shouldn't be like a shed in comparison to the
any of the
any road.
Yeah. What's this one here? Anfield Raw said that I'd prefer if we get the capacity to 75k. Scott said it looks like Comedy Central HQ, that in regards to the Man United stadium.
It does.
Anfield Raw. Adam and Shauna, do you feel the club needs to get a hold of this season ticket balance? I think if I remember rightly, let me read that article again. Liverpool have like one of the lowest balances with season tickets, I think. Hold on a minute.
What do you mean balance?
So in like overall the stadium capacity, I think Liverpool have like one of the smallest season ticket holders compared to like the rest of the Premier League. I think that was one of the points they mentioned here. Let's have a look. I found it now.
But what you won't get, the as they call themselves, the top Reds, talking about is these season ticket holders are selling their tickets for day trippers, and these companies are charging an arm and a leg for a day trip using someone's season ticket, which should not be allowed, and it's complete rip-off. But I mean, there's a 30-year wait for a season ticket, which is crazy.
So it says here, this paragraph here, the bigger problem for a lot of Liverpool supporters in terms of tickets is getting hold of one, even with the stadium now holding over 60,000. Although Liverpool have just over 27,000 season ticket holders, and then it says like in brackets, a rather relatively low percentage of the ground's overall capacity in comparison to many other clubs. It doesn't tell you what percentage is for the other ones. They are over 250,000 members and more than 30,000 people on a waiting list for tickets. I'm guessing that's season tickets. Let's have a look. Actually, see. I'm gonna just see if it'll show me this. Who's got the most season ticket holders in the Premier League? I'm just gonna copy and paste.
If it's City, I'll cry, but it's definitely not City.
Okay, so Man United have the most with 52,000 having a season ticket there. Liverpool are way off the pace with just 27,000. It says here. Second place is Tottenham. They've got 45,000 season tickets in a stadium that holds 62,000. Man City, Arsenal, and West Ham are third, all joint. It doesn't tell me a number though. Hold on a minute. Don't give 40,000 season tickets for them. Yeah, that's West Ham, Arsenal, and City have all got 40,000 season ticket holders. So yeah, Liverpool are like well off.
And it's funny that the stadiums that you're mentioning there that are in the top five are all clubs that have left their old ground and built new stadiums other than United. I mean, You have Arsenal, you have West Ham. So I don't know. I mean, like that was a question that I put a couple of months back. Is there going to come a time where we'll have no other choice but to leave Anfield and build a new stadium?
Yeah. I've just ended the poll for should we leave Anfield for a bigger stadium. 54% said no, 46% said yes. So it's still pretty close. Like
54% say stay at the stadium.
Yeah, and 46 said leave. It's still pretty close, is that, to be fair?
Yeah.
Evening, Doug, mate. Hope you're doing well. Anfield Raw. So I saw the Annie Road bit underneath. Anfield Raw said that the Annie Road stand was extended by 7,000, yet only 1,000 new season tickets allocated. I bet it all goes to fucking corporate, mate. Like, it's just when you go to Champions League and stuff like that, you go to Champions League finals and you like they get these massive stadiums, and it's like, Liverpool, you can have like 10,000. Real Madrid, you can have 10,000, and then the 40,000 other tickets are just for like corporate usage, and it's bollocks, mate. Get them London Liverpool fans gone. Good evening, Doug. Could be worse. We can make a deal with what's that? Viagogo. Is that how you pronounce that? Stav, really, man, you have that many deluded fans. Really membership holders get a greater chance now of tickets. Have you seen that new membership thing they've launched?
Listen, I've been hearing
red. Is it called All Red?
I've been hearing that bollocks for God knows how long. I mean, I'm a premium, so I'm all red, or that's what they're calling me, an all red now. So I'm not too sure whether I'm going to see any difference between now and when they bring this in. I just can't see it happening.
Yeah. Scott says, I can't see us leaving anytime soon with the work they've done on the stadium. I'm pretty sure they'll do their best to create room to extend again. Me personally, I think that if FSG sell and they do get like some sort of billionaire from any other part of the world, I don't really care where they're from. I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't go and make a new stadium. Like, I can just see it now.
The new owners.
Yeah. It will. Oh yeah. If the thing I've always said, like, for us to get a new stadium, it's not going to be FSG that do it. It'll be new owners.
Well, I think we should hold off on the stadium talk, because there is a YouTuber that we've been in contact with, and that I've seen one of his videos, and he's got sources, let's say, and we've reached out, or he's reached out to us after Adam did
in the comments, yeah.
But he's done a video on the possibility of expanding it further. So there's hope.
Stav says here, when he went to Istanbul, he had to sit with the Milan lot. Fucking crazy, man. Fucking Jesus. Crazy. Just going to touch on the pre-season talk, because obviously that got announced as well. But I just want to plug this again, guys. I'm sorry to annoy you, but I am doing a live giveaway of this at the end of the stream. To have a chance of winning, just join any one of the memberships. We've got $1.99, $2.99, and I'll add you in for the prize draw. We give away something at the end of every month, and it's going to be done tomorrow anyway. So I thought, why not? While we're live, let's do it now.
Exactly. And Doug was our last.
Last Doug. Yeah, Doug, you got the Cody Gakpo type thing of that, didn't you? I've seen it on your Twitter and stuff, mate. Yeah. So yeah, I'm glad you got that, pal. So this pre-season tour, I know you and Scott were talking about it in our Discord earlier. So Liverpool are going to Asia for this year's pre-season tour against Milan in Hong Kong, and then China before their first ever summer visit to Japan. They'll play Milan on July the 26th. Will be the first fixture football played at the new stadium in Hong Kong, and the teams will be competing for the Standard Chartered Trophy, which I think is something they've done for a while now, isn't it? We last visited the region in Singapore in 2023 and previously traveled to Hong Kong in 2017. There's a few quotes here. I'm not too sure if you want me to read them out. It's just people saying, it's a good thing for Liverpool and blah, 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 and Standard Chartered and this, that, and the other. So, again, what's your thoughts? Just tell us your thoughts on that. I know what you put in the group chat earlier. I
had listened to TalkSport, Dean Saunders talking about these pre-season friendlies and players recovering and coming back off these tours and the jet lag and been able to recoup, and 1 minute they're playing a game, and in 2 hours they're on a plane to go elsewhere. Yes, Doug, we have a Discord. Check it out. You might want to or can you put the link up there?
Yeah. I'll just get a link now. Continue, mate.
Myself and Scott were talking about this, and I think it's obviously it's just for the commercial end of things. I think it's bad for the players to be traveling 9, 10, 12 hours to a country, and ending up possibly injuring themselves, or being susceptible. What's the word? I can't pronounce the word.
Susceptible.
There you go. To get knocks and what have you. They need proper recovery time after a game, and like we've talked about, fixtures piling up and what have you, and playing, I don't know, 2 games in the space of 4 or 5 days, and not having enough time, to recoup. And then you're doing a pre-season fucking friendly in fucking Asia, and you're expecting these players to, go on a plane, play a game, get on another plane, travel somewhere else, and then play, and then be fit for the Premier League. I think it's just giving in to the corporate greed. Yes, there are plenty of amazing fans over in Asia that don't have the opportunity of getting over to Anfield as much as you or me or anyone that is within 45 minutes of a plane, or 45 minutes of a train ride to Anfield. But it's either they do it late, or they do it early on in the pre-season, or they don't do it at all. That's
I kind of agree with the timing of it. It is a little bit late, but the 2 transfer windows as well, just to help with the people that are going to be in the Club World Cup or something like that. Yeah, fucking. Well, I mean, at least we get to do 2 transfer deadline day full streams.
Just who are making these decisions? Like, seriously.
Fuck knows, mate.
Fucking.
Anfield Road, Japan is really hot on that tour. It's a money spinner. It has become the norm now. Yeah, 100%, mate. I was actually going to ask you all a question, because obviously I did a video earlier today about Eintracht Frankfurt and Endo, and Doug's put it into the chat here as well. So with Liverpool obviously visiting his home country, do you think that Liverpool wait to sell Endo until after they come back from the international tour?
Sorry, what was the question again? Do you think that after the international tour,
after they've been to Japan, do you think that's when they'll then sell Endo? Because I think you've got your one Japanese player. You want him there for that.
What?
You want him there for that? Like your one Japanese player, the captain of Japan. Yeah. You want him.
Of course you do. Yeah. Of course you do. But like I can't I don't know, man. I don't really know how to answer that, if I'm honest. I really don't. I mean, I think like getting rid of Endo, you're putting more pressure on Gravenberch.
No, I reckon the only reason why they're selling Endo is because they're getting somebody else in, or Stefan Bajcetic is going to stay and not go out on loan or something like that. The 2 windows are 6 apart is crazy. We might get money for Trent in the first window. Yeah, I mean, it won't be much, mate. It'll literally be if they give us anything, they're not going to pay us like millions to like let him go 30 days early. It'll be like
how does this actually work then? So when is the World Club Cup thing happening?
Let's have a look then.
When's that starting? Because that usually used to be in December now, and they've totally changed the format of that altogether now.
Yeah, because they've made it into like a bigger thing now. Whoa, the story's not available. What do you mean? What let me load? That's what let me load that.
I think they've even got United in it, don't they?
Yeah, I think Chelsea as well. Right. So the Premier League will have 2 transfer windows to allow Man City and Chelsea to register players for the Club World Cup. Clubs in the English top flight will now be able to recruit and retain players in a special window between June the 1st and June the 10th. Chelsea and City are the only England representatives that are going to be there. So yeah, then the regular transfer window will open on the 16th of June until the 1st of September, which is a Monday. So yeah, I honestly think that they will literally get like what? I reckon you'd be lucky to get £1 million to let Trent go. Literally, but
I'm not talking about Trent.
Yeah. Sell Endo and make Elliot wear a face mask of Endo as we come out in arrivals. Stavy, haven't we got that young come back from? Yeah, Stefan Bajcetic, yeah. He'll be there. I reckon he'll stick around. If he goes out on loan again next summer, I literally think he's done at the club and he'll be sold for me. Hello. M87 Inter Miami got a free entry because of Messi, a bit of a joke tournament. Yeah, of course it is, mate. It sounds like Liverpool are doing a clear out, says Gary Benjamin Morgan, LFC.
Carry on down to Bergen Town.
I actually think you're probably right there, mate. I could see a fair few going this summer. They talk about 5 million to let Trent go. I literally, mate, I think when you look at what they was willing to spend on him in January, which is about 10 million, you're not going to get 5 million to let him go 30 days early. They'll just wait and get him for nothing.
Okay. The one thing that I'm going to say about this, right, is obviously we knew that the Trent was the high probability was the Trent was leaving, right? Right now, Trent is a Liverpool player, right? For anyone that's burning jerseys or going to boo him between now and whenever he leaves to go to Real Madrid or wherever, don't fucking do it. Cop yourselves on. Show a bit of decorum, show a bit of class. That guy has done everything for that club. Everything. And I'm sure the decision he's making is for the best of himself, his family, and I don't want him to go. But if he goes, let's give him a fucking proper send-off. Let's win number 20 and let's give him a pat on the back. Thank you for your service. And that'd be the end of it. None of this bullshit crap that you see on social media, burning fucking jerseys. If you go and you buy a Liverpool jersey, first of all, that should mean something to you, right? Second of all, if you go and you put a name at the back of it, that's on you. You don't go burning jerseys. That really pissed me off seeing that online. And people talking about booing them. We need to get behind this team between now and at the end of this season to get number 20 so that we can rub it in the Manx face. Now, there you go. How are them for apples? What are you going to do now, huh? That's what we should be fucking doing. So, whether he goes...
Yeah, we'll have to see. Mutz, hi Adam and Sean. Good to see you again, Sean. Hope you are well, pal. That's for you, Sean, mate.
All right, Mutz. I think he added me on Facebook there the other day, I think.
Oh, good. M87 actually buzzing he's leaving the free because he's literally given FSG the 2 fingers. Yeah, mate. Yeah. Adam and Sean, did you see the stat on that? More I hope we'd be sniffing around. No, mate. I will have a look for him now. See what that's all about.
Is this one of these made up names?
No, he's popped up now. I can see him here. He's Algerian striker, plays for Wolfsburg, I think. He's only 5'6".
No. Straight out, no.
I can't see. He's 24 years of age, 5'6". What's he got? He has 27 games this year, 10 goals, 8 assists. I think there's better options out there, to be fair. I could see him coming in as a potential backup because he can play across the front three, he can play left, middle, or right. But yeah, maybe. Apparently he's on loan at Wolfsburg, and they've got an option to buy him at the end of his loan. So maybe we won't see anything about that, mate, regarding him. But maybe not. I'll see. What's that? It wasn't Mutz, mate, who added you on Facebook. Is there a chance Trent stays? The only thing I could see with Trent staying is if he does a Sebastian Schweinsteiger at Bayern Munich, where he came out at the end of the season and he had the microphone and he started talking.
I'm not fucking leaving.
And yeah, literally, and all the Bayern fans were booing him. Like the stadium was just booing him. And he just turned around and was just like, I'm not going anywhere. He was staying. So he was taller but had a bad parachute jump. Trent leaves, move on. Players and managers are only employees to the club. 100%, mate. 100%.
But let's get behind the team, regardless of who's leaving or who's staying. Get behind the team 110%. Don't be booing any player that plays for Liverpool. End of story. There should be none of that carry on, and no one should be even given the time of day or even sharing assholes burning jerseys. Like, cop yourselves on.
Yeah. Gary, I feel that Real Madrid will be the wrong club for Trent if he makes a mistake and the media and the fans brings back. That's on him then, mate. End of the day. He's made his bed, got to lay in it, mate. There's been a few players that have left Liverpool in the recent years, and the grass has not always been greener. You're looking at Coutinho, Wijnaldum, to be fair, didn't really do much when he left Liverpool. I think the only one that's left in recent memory that's actually gone on and done things was Luis Suarez. Torres didn't do anything.
No.
He won the Champions League, obviously, but he wasn't the same player when he left. So, end of the day, it is what it is. While he's a Red, he gets supported, but I really couldn't give two fucks because I came to terms with it like 9 months ago that he was on his way. So, yeah. Anfield Raw. I wonder if Trent will get a colder farewell than Maka. I was there when Maka left. Sad as it was, Maka had lost his mother just that day as well. The stadium will applaud Trent, no doubt. Yeah, maybe. Probably will do. To be fair, I've had this opinion, and I said it on in someone's live stream. Might have been Doug's, actually, to be fair. I was in one of his chats. I don't think we see Trent play again this year. I just don't. I literally think once Bradley's back, you've got Gomez back, just play them two. No, don't worry about Trent. Even if you get the league sewn up, don't bother playing him. I just wouldn't. Got to give Conor Bradley some more game time now, get used to playing a bit more regular, because he's, as of right now, the number one right back going into next year. So, I agree, lads. Players run down their contracts, and a lot of sports and football is going the same way. We will see more of this, I'm sure. But yeah, probably, mate, 100%. They do it all the time. It's an opinion. If a fan wants to boo right or wrong, it's their opinion. Yeah. Everyone's entitled to opinion, free speech and all that. 100%.
I agree. I agree that everyone is entitled to their opinion, but I think maybe voice it in a way where it doesn't affect the team and it doesn't affect the atmosphere in a game. That's my view.
What was the other thing I was going to talk about? We've done the preseason.
We didn't expect to talk about this. I know that.
No.
Adam's raging.
Yeah.
Are you?
Oh, I wanted your opinion on a few things, didn't I? So,
go on.
Gyökeres, he's obviously been a player that Liverpool's been linked with. Arsenal have got a new sporting director, and apparently he's very high on Gyökeres. So he's now the number one target for Arsenal, allegedly, to come into the number 9. Matheus Cunha over at Wolves, he's been linked with Liverpool. You know, he's been linked with Liverpool for years now, I'd say. He's very much a very similar type of person who's like a Bobby Firmino. He's close to breaking Bobby Firmino's record. What's your thoughts on them two, Sean? Gyökeres and Cunha? If you could have one of them, obviously one of them's coming from Portugal with the cloud of Darwin Núñez coming from Portugal. And then one of them's in the Premier League ripping it up right now for a team that's lower down. And as well, Cunha basically said that he could have left Wolves in January, but he wanted to stay to get the job complete of keep him in the league. But he has told Wolves that he wants to move on and challenge for things now as well.
I think at this rate it'd be Cunha, probably because of the fact that he's used to Premier League. He knows what it's like. But I don't know. I don't know much about the other fella.
Well, I'll tell you what, I can give you some figures for what's he called now? Gyökeres.
Okay,
can't remember how to spell his name. I spelled his name right first time. So he has played 42 games this year in all competitions, including the Champions League. He's got 42 goals and 11 assists. He gets a goal or an assist every 80 minutes. He's previously played at Coventry, Brighton. He's valued at around about 70 million, apparently.
That's Cunha or
that's Gyökeres.
Gyökeres, okay. That sounds.
But he's a straight number 9. He plays literally straight down the middle, so he'd be like an Erling Haaland type player for us if we were to get him. And then I'm just loading up Cunha's stats now. It's just taking a while. For some reason, for the past few days, this website's been so slow. Here we go. Matheus Cunha, all competitions, 29 games, 15 goals, 4 assists. Gets a goal or assist every 158 minutes. So he's not that good,
in comparison to, yeah.
But he plays different position. He plays more of a Bobby Firmino type role.
I think with the style of football that Slot likes to play, I think Cunha would be probably the better player. He'd be more suited to that style of football. But it's a gamble, I guess. It's up to interpretation.
I actually think that we may see Liverpool and Arsenal going for the same type of number 9s. I mean, we've been linked with Sesko, so have they. Gyökeres, so have they. Cunha, so have they. Like, it just seems that we're going to be linked with all of them. I mean, Scott was saying to me earlier in the Discord, wasn't he, about going for a Cunha who's like one type of striker, but then going out and sign like a completely different type of striker as like a plan B or something, I think is what he was trying to say. Like a Vlahovic, who's like a bit more of a down the middle, give me the ball and I'll try and do my best type thing. So yeah, there's that as well. But I would just watch Liverpool and Arsenal vying for a striker. Obviously, they were both obviously linked with Isaac as well, but that's never going to happen in a million years. So you can forget about Isaac coming to Liverpool, guys. Never happening.
No.
Ricky, hi Ricky. I haven't seen you for a while, mate. Don't want to see any tears or any farewell video from Trent. I'll see what happens, mate. Probably get it.
You will get it, yeah.
Anfield Raw. Adam and Sean, we've been linked from Fabrizio Man at a German prospect, Bastian Forsin from Frankfurt. Apparently a Liverpool back in the box. I don't know if that's a joke or not.
I don't know. It sounds it.
Cunha for Born. Doug is not sure about Gyökeres as a slot type striker. Yeah, I don't think he is either. Cunha, breaking news today on he wants to leave Wolves isn't arrogance, it's just career inspiration. Virgil did the same if you want to sense. Yeah, mate, yeah. I mentioned it in my video earlier on today about that, and I kind of like that about him, the fact that he decided to stay at Wolves to finish the job, and then I'm off now.
Yeah, it's respectful way to go,
Ian King, I've supported this club for 53 years. My only disappointment with Trent is selling his hometown club down the Mersey and leaving for nothing. This has been engineered by Madrid and Trent. I kind of do lean towards the theory that Trent kind of did plan this, because players do plan their careers out now. You know, Erling Haaland always has his career plan of eventually going to Spain. That's going to happen. And you could see the progression as well of his career. Like, he started off at Salzburg, Dortmund, City, Madrid, probably Madrid. And that's where he'll probably end up. So I can see it happening. And that's, you know, the theory, rumor, whatever you want to call it, is that he was offered a 6-year deal and only signed a 4-year deal because he would still be in his prime when his contract ran out, blah, 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 whatever. So, yeah. Wouldn't surprise you, mate. M87, offer Jota to Sporting for Gyökeres. I think Wolves are interested in Jota, mate. So we could use Jota in a bit of a part-way thing for Cunha. So that could be something to look at. All of this talk on Gyökeres, didn't we get stung by a certain Uruguayan from that Portuguese league? Let Arsenal go for Gyökeres. Yeah, 100%, mate. I'm with that all day, Ron. Mutz, Cunha is a good shout and all that. And I like that he came out and said he didn't want to leave Wolves in January since they were in the relegation zone and wanted to help them get to safety. Nice touch, yeah, 100%, mate. Doug, Newcastle apparently also should had 30 million for Isaac. Wouldn't surprise me, mate. So the Isaac deal is unlikely to happen. I don't think he'd leave anyway. Even if they get Champions League football, he's going nowhere for 100%. No. So, Haaland, apparently seen as a specialist consultant of his injury, said to be worse than first feared. Oh, wow. I didn't realize he was injured, to be fair. Madrid always tell players to run down their contract. Yeah, they did it with Mbappe, didn't they, mate? Watch this space. And for Anwar Wolfsberg, very impressive player in stats. Yeah, we just looked into that, mate. He's got a deal built into his contract now with the club that he's on loan with at Wolfsberg, that they can buy him at the end of the season. So I don't think there's be anything to do there unless Wolfsberg buy him and then move him on for more money than what they've paid him for. But we'll have to wait and see what happens with that one. And then lastly, Shauno, before we do the giveaway potentially, what do you think about Bournemouth just wanting cash for Gyökeres? 45 million cash. They're not interested in Kelleher being used as a makeweight. Would you pay? Is left back? The question is left back a position where you think Liverpool need to go and spend 45 million for a long-term replacement?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So would you be happy if Gyökeres was the first player through the door this summer for 45 million pounds?
Yeah, with the way the current market is, yes, absolutely. If you want a quality left back who has he would be classed as homegrown, wouldn't he?
Gyökeres?
Yeah.
I don't think so. No.
He's
only just come into the
what age is he?
No, he's 21. So you'd have to register him, yeah.
I think as a 21-year-old and a very competent left back, I think absolutely.
So he's still technically got 3 years left on his contract.
Yeah,
32 games, 2 goals, 6 assists for Bournemouth in all competitions.
If they're setting out the stall and they're saying 45 million, we know what to pay. Yeah. We know that if we fork out the 45, he'll go.
Yeah, I agree.
So stop beating around the bush. Let's
just get it done.
Just get the fucking thing done. Yeah. Because that's been a real problem this season, for us, I think. Timikas, I don't think is the same player he was. Robertson has shown some frailties there as well. He's lost a yard of pace. So I think, we're talking about a left back for God knows how long. Get the fucking thing done. Get it over and done with. Get him signed.
Yeah. I agree with that. I would spend the 45 on a left back as well. 100%. Mutt says, Pedro, I'm thinking, Pedro down at Brighton, I know you're talking about, would be good, but Brighton will probably charge the odds. They usually do, yeah. I think Scott mentioned him to me months ago, in line with Cunha as well. I can't remember his last name. Pedro. Let me have a look. Is it João Pedro? I think it's João Pedro. Yeah, 23 years of age. What are his stats for this year? 26 games, 8 goals, 7 assists. I probably prefer Cunha, mate, in all fairness, based on that alone. Just quickly looking at that. Callum Kumas should be there challenging next season too. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I reckon you go there and you probably get Jadon Dans as well. I think he might challenge as well. So, yeah, probably one to keep an eye on, to be fair. But you do need to go out and sign a number 9. 100% need to sign a number 9 this year. Costas will be gone. Costas Shimikas, yeah. And I think you keep Robbo as backup. Yeah, João Pedro, yeah. Anfield draw. Ian King said the same myself. Amra is really superb. Our scouts were sent to here watching for Algeria and he scored a hat-trick on international duty. And you think Mutz reckons that Cunha has the highest season. Yeah, 100%, mate. I think he's a little bit older than Pedro as well, to be fair. But yeah, I would take Cunha over Pedro at the moment. And then lastly, Sean, what do you reckon about Endo on the move? You know, going to what's it? I think it was Eintracht Frankfurt. They were basically saying that the deal's too expensive right now. But they are interested in looking into signing him. I think he's a bit of a cult hero now over here. You know, every time he comes on, you know, the game's pretty much done. We're going to win it or draw it or whatever. I like the way he just loves the tackle. And he loves to just be able to clean up and everything like that. Yeah, I love the fact he gets stuck in. I would be pretty sad to see him go, in all fairness. But I do think if he does go, there's a plan there and there's a reason why he's going. Is that Stefan Bajcetic, who's out on loan right now? Is it another player that we're going to bring in the summer? God knows. But I don't think you get rid of him if you've got somebody that's going to play the minutes that he's played.
I don't think we should get rid of him if we haven't got a plan B in place. I think it would be stupid to do that. So that I would be worried about.
Yeah, you know? I agree, mate. I mean, like Ricky says there, even Slots commented on how good his attitude and application has been. You know, he mentioned it when he was talking about Nunes and how Nunes had like dropped off a cliff, you know, with his attitude in them 2 games against Villa and Wolves. So yeah, that's good.
I mean, I think he's been at the club the same amount of time as Nunes has. I think Endo's attitude, you know, whether he's on the pitch or off the pitch or whether he's on, you know, on the bench or not, has always been good. He's come on, he's done a job, you know. There's not been any kind of attitude problem out of him or anything like that. And he's always put in a good shift. So I would be sad to see him go. And I think it would be unnecessary unless we have a plan B and unless someone is coming in his place, whether that's Zubamende, which I
won't be him. He's after Arsenal.
Yeah, so that's what I was going to say. He's probably going to Arsenal, but that would be the only thing that would make sense to me if Zubamende decided to say, no, I don't want to go with the Bottlers, so I want to go to the champions, Liverpool, and contest with Gravenberch. I think that would be great, but it'd be sad to see Endo go. I think Endo's very versatile as a player because you can play him, you know, centre back as well. So that's, yeah, I've only seen months there. Exactly, yeah. So I think he'd be good to have around, even if he's not, you know, getting his game, he's not in the starting 11. So I wouldn't like to see him go, to be honest with you. I'd like to give him maybe another two years or 2 seasons or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I'd keep him if we don't have anybody else coming in. So we're just going to quickly close this off, guys. But if you want to quickly have one more chance to become a member of the channel with a chance of winning the Jordan Henderson artwork here, we're going to give the giveaway in about 5 minutes or so here. So I'll give you a couple bit more minutes if you want to decide to become a member to have a chance of winning that. Bon would rather spend the money on a right back, not a left back. Do you agree with that?
I think we're in a situation where I think we need both. I think we need both. I think we need to, like, the positions. Like, let's just say, if we're talking about contracts again, and I don't want to, but let's just say the player that's leaving is the player that's leaving, and everyone else signs contracts, and there's no departures. Let's say, I think we need a right back. I think we need a left back. I would probably go with another centre back, a CDM, and a striker. That's what I would go for. That's what I'd be looking for. And I think then we have a very good challenge on our hands then next season.
See, in my video I did about the alternatives for right back, when you actually look at the market, from what I saw, there ain't much out there that I would go out there and put my money down and be like, yeah, you are the right back for Liverpool. There's not that many players out there. I don't think, like, everyone's talking about Frimpong, but signing Frimpong would essentially mean you would have to change your style of play, because he's not a winger and he's not a right back, and he can't do the stuff when he comes into the middle like Trent does. He can't do that. He's got the pace to go flying past the winger and put a ball in, but then he's not really good at defending. So we'd have the same problem anyway. I don't think there's anyone out there that I would be willing to go and throw 50, 40 million at, which is why in that video, I decided to go with a younger player, which was it Giovanni Reid from Feyenoord? I think he was the one I was looking at. He's 18, so he'd come in and compete with Bradley. You could probably get him for like 10, 12 million. Do you know what I mean? So it's not so much of a big risk as well. And he's 18. You wouldn't have to register him. He would eventually become a homegrown player if he stayed at the club long enough. So I think you go down that route for right back, especially when you've got Conor Bradley there as well, and Joe Gomez and Kwanzaa at the moment, of people that can go play there as well. Left back, we don't have nobody. We've literally got Shimikas and Robbo. One of them's going. So you need someone, and Robbo's on his last legs, bless him. So you need somebody to come in and with some serious pace and energy down there, which is in line with what Anfield Raw says here, that watching him live, that Kirkes is the best we can get. He's grown into a brilliant, dare I say, Robbo reboot. So yeah, I think we need someone like that. I would keep an eye out on the Feyenoord kid, Giovanni Reid. There's nothing that's saying that Liverpool would go for him. There's not been any links to him or anything like that. But out there, that right now, right back market is probably maybe your best bet. I know everyone was talking about Martin Fernandes as well in Porto. Again, I didn't like the look of him when I was looking at it a little bit. I saw the tape. I mean, yeah, I could make fucking Gigi Mitraore look like the best left back in the world if you give me enough time to edit. Do you know what I mean? Like, the stats. In fact, while I'm fucking here, let's just do it. Hold on a minute. Right. I'm just going to load this Martin Fernandes up and this other kid up. What was he called? Gio Barro. I think I'm going to be able to...
I heard a swap deal. Where is this? Munt says, I heard a swap deal, lads, involving Williams and Nunes at Forest. Do you think that there's any legs on that? I'm not.
I saw that Forest were interested in Nunes if they get Champions League football, but they're also trying to tie up Williams to a new contract, because I think his contract expires at the end of next season. So yeah, I wouldn't want him back, to be fair. Williams, I know, again, he didn't, stats wise, didn't add up to me. So anyway, the two young right backs that everyone, well, the only one everyone was talking about, I saw online, because of basically the breakdown of all this, guys, is Liverpool used to sign lads from Portugal when Julian Ward and Michael Edwards were here last time. So we're going to go sign one from there this time. So basically, this Martin Fernandes for Porto this season, he's played 19 games in their league and he's got 5 assists, no goals, or anything like that. Let's have a look at all competitions here. Where's his full stats for the thing? Right, so 23 games, all competitions, 1,430 minutes, 6 assists. Right, so that's him, Martin Fernandez for Porto. Giovanni Reed, when it actually loads, it's taking the absolute piss. Loading is this so far today. I'm sure he's got more than that. When it eventually just, there we go. Let's go back to all competitions so we can actually get it. So all comps, Giovanni Reed is 19. He's 19. He's played less games, 19 games. He's played less minutes, 1,266, and he's got 6 assists. I just think he's a lot better. His passing's a lot better, weaknesses and everything like that, a hell of a lot better than anybody else, really, to be fair. So, yeah. I mean, I can't remember where that page is now. It tells you all the weaknesses and everything. I'll have to have a look and go through it all, to be fair. But it'll take me a fair bit of time to actually find all that. So, yeah. But he's the lad I would go for as a right back for Trent. Let's have a look who we got here. Get Milivinkov in centre back. Is that the lad from Crystal Palace? Is that him? Anfield Raw likes Loic Bard from Seville. Yeah, I think he was linked with us a fair bit ago. Balba is a good shout for Anfield Raw. I think you'd be looking at north of 100 million for him, mate. Plays for Forest. All right. Nah. I've not seen him, mate. I don't think I've seen him. I prefer the other one who plays for Forest. Is it Murillo, the Brazilian? I liked him when he played against us, anyway. But yeah. Any other thoughts, Sean, on Endo leaving and stuff like that? Anything like that? No.
Just it'd be sad to see because I think as you said, he's a bit of a cult hero at Liverpool already. I don't think he's been given enough time at the club. I know that Slot probably doesn't fancy him as much as Klopp did, and obviously this summer is obviously Slot putting his mark on the team.
Mm-hmm.
So if Endo's gone, I would hope that there is a player to replace him, and if he can do as good, if not a better job than Endo, we'd all be very happy. And if he can be as versatile as Endo can be, we'd also be very happy if he could play at centre back as well as defensive midfielder. That'd do a good job, and certainly do something about the depth in the squads that we're kind of lacking. We've a relatively small squad now, so I would be kind of inclined to try and ease off the departures if at all possible. If we want to cut off some deadwood, we need to bring in more players than we're losing. That's what I want to see. So yeah, I'd be sad to see Endo leave. I think other players that come in this summer, I think could learn an awful lot from him. I think he's to have like a captain, an international captain, not only with Robertson, with Szoboszlai, but with Endo, and obviously with Salah, with Egypt. I think it's good that I think keep
him. Doug mentioned this earlier on, 22 minutes ago. Romano's put out that Erling Haaland is set to miss the most. Set to miss. So long. I've got to try and read this how he's put it. Erling Haaland set to miss most of the final part of the season due to an ankle injury. He's expected to be fit in time to play a further part in the final stages of the season, including the Club World Cup, and he's going to be off to go see a specialist today. So yeah, you did mention that, Doug. So shout out for that, pal. Right then, guys. I think we will. Oh. Let's see. Anfield, that Adam, that Colin Reed is a good call, a very good, promising player. I do have a feeling this Hato link hasn't gone away. Yeah, I think he can play left back or centre back. I don't think he plays right back, but yeah, I get you on that, mate.
Who was the one that I liked? The guy that played centre back, Inacio. Yeah.
Mutz. I like the look of that DM at Atalanta. Is that Coop Miners or is it Edison? And then the Varela. interestingly enough, when we were looking for Zubimendi last season, I did another video again comparing the DMs that Liverpool had been linked with. I had a look at the stats and blah, 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 blah. And I actually had Zubimendi third out of them. And above him, I had Edison. And then at the top of that was Varela from Porto. So, yeah, good shout for Varela. I wouldn't mind him coming in, to be fair. I think he'd be a really good player for Liverpool. But I think you're looking at, again, I think he's got a release clause of 60, 70 million. So, yeah. Both of those Forest defenders cannot play in a high line. Did you see Murillo via Argentina? He was crap and hooked at halftime. I think Brazil in general were just shit, mate, to be fair. So, yeah. Right then, guys, we're going to come to the end of the stream now. So I'm going to just do the live giveaway draw thing for the members of the channel. So I just need to share this screen. Hold on a moment.
You will indeed, Bonds.
See you later, Bond, mate. Can you see that, Shano? How's that showing? Is that popped up? There we go.
Ooh, the magic wheel.
Right. So everyone's name's on there. It's already a member. So as always, guys, whoever wins, you've got 7 days to contact either myself or Shano on social media at AKM LFC for Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whichever, with an address to send it off to. We'll get it sent off. Doug, you won last time, mate, with the Cody Gakpo artwork. So, yeah, good luck to everybody. And, yeah, let's see who wins it this time, shall we?
Spin that wheel. JT.
Right, there you go. JT, you are the winner of this month's giveaway, mate.
Justin Timberlake.
Yeah. Contact us. I think you follow me on X, mate. Anyway, so yeah, just drop us a message on X with your address and everything, and we'll get it, sent out to you ASAP. Any final things you want to talk about, Shano, before we get off?
Not really. Just, get behind the team. Just try as much as you can to kind of forget about contracts and stuff and just get behind the team, and hopefully we can put a bit of manners on the toffees on Wednesday and pay back the bitch and give them a good send off to their new Tesco looking stadium, and that would be it. That's all I gotta say. Just keep at it, and if you want to buy your Premier League winning stuff, you can check SD Designs 2020 or SD Designs 2020 in Redbubble or AKM LFC as well.
So thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you hit the like button on the way out. I am going to put a link to my last video that I did earlier on in the chat, so go give that a watch as well, guys. We will be back next Monday. We may have another stream coming up tomorrow for the match preview against Everton, and we'll do a reaction as well after the game. And then we are in the midst of getting a conversation with Greybeard Media, about the expansion of Anfield and what potentially could be going on there. So, yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Hope you all have a good evening. Stay safe, and we will catch you in the next one, guys. Take care, guys.